Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan!
Here we are taking a look at my qualifying lap here in Azerbaijan for the European Grand Prix. Currently sat in P3. We put in a bank lap though. It was reasonably good. It's a 1.44. And as we go to the second corner there, down the straight onto the DRS. This setup I was using very quick in a straight line, so we absolutely flew down these straights. Coming over to this left-hander now, just after that black marker, brake down into third gear, maybe second if you feel like you can't make it. In again to this next right-hander, down into second gear, hit the apex nicely. They're on the power a little bit too early, losing the back end a tiny bit. Just as you meet the curb down third gear, I go down to second gear again to make sure I can make this corner. As we are hammering down on the power now. Into down second locked, but a little bit had to go full lock on the wheel to get around there into castle section, taking it very easy into third gear, down into second, going up the hill, hitting both of the apexes reasonably well, coming off the corner, hitting the power perfectly, not losing the back end at all. We're currently green up on our time, not purple but green, so it's looking like we can nab P2 here as one of our best qualifyings of the season. We hit the wall a little bit, took a bit of the back end, lose the back end again on the curb. We're still quite far up on our time coming into the final sector, the massive straight here in Azerbaijan. Into the sweeping left-hander, then right-hander up into 8th gear on the power now, waiting for DRS. As DRS comes, and we hit the DRS and we're coming down the straight as Chuck retires from the session, which leaves us wide open to take P2 here for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And that is some sort of lap from us that we've put together there. As we look at the qualifying results, T Quickshare takes pole. The fastest man in the noob journey has done it once again and stuck it on pole. Me in second, Chuck in third. And it's a bit like Cars. I keep thinking of the Pixar movie. It's the top 3 races right next to each other. But anyway, how are you doing, guys? Rixon here and welcome back to the noob journey. It's been a while. It's nice to have you back here on my channel, and you joined us. The best way to get cracking in the new year is with the Azerbaijan, in Azerbaijan for the European Grand Prix. And well, it's raining all the way through the race. It's pouring down with rain, so my setup is going to hinder me massively here, as I was kind of in the zone focusing, so I wasn't really thinking about the weather in the race. I just saw it was dry and quali and was like, right, let's put in a banging lap to get up behind the guy. He's into the top 50 people in time trial T Quickshare. He does enjoy having a little bit of a sweat on time trial, bless him. But yeah, so here we are, 2017, for the second half of the season in the noob journey. I mean, P3 the last race out. It's been a long time. P3 for the Japanese Grand Prix behind Die Hard and Chuck. So the leaderboard's now changing very much, as Chuck will be looking to extend his lead ahead of me and close the gap on T Quickshare in first. But going into this race, as soon as we found out it was Azerbaijan, everybody was like, oh, that's Teak winning this race, and no question about that. But I was quietly confident. I mean, it's P2, it seemed like I had the pace around here. Just after Monaco, I wanted to keep it out the wall, even if that means going really slow. As Pepsi's round on the formation lap, obviously Teak binned it in the wall on turn 2. In the formation lap. So I mean, the aim, obviously, like I said, keep it out the wall, keep it on the track as we let Matt go past. He's probably doing a little flying lap. But yeah, keep it out the walls, keep it on the track. Make sure we make it round to the intermediate stages, and then the plan was on the intermediates, push and maybe come out with a win or even a solid podium finish. That was the aim. I'd be happy with a podium again today. I just want to keep scoring points and keep staying up there, really. Not fall down into the mid pack and have to start struggling for points here and there, as recent races have shown. It hasn't been that good for us. Canada especially, with that mishap with Causa and Reggie Bear that eventually meant us crashing out of the race. But coming on to the end of the formation lap now, and we are going to get underway here for the European Grand Prix as we come up to the grid. Getting through the grid, Factory Impala, very good there. Jamie Auger and Namal, their peak 7th and 8th. That's very good for those two. As Min take our grid, and here we go for the European Grand Prix. It's 5 red lights, and we are underway here, and we get some sort of start compared to Teak as we get up alongside him, going into turn 1, down into 2nd gear. Teak runs wide. We pick up his inside, and we have taken the lead for the European Grand Prix. Unexpected, to say the least. We are in the lead going into lap 1. Look how easy we are taking it here. And Neil's in the lead, just wanting to hold it as Diod Fan makes his way up into P2, as Teak has dropped all the way down to P3. It looks like Teak's pipped Diod there, and we're back up into P2 going down the straight. Going up to this sharp left-hand. I mean, most of the corners around here are sharp. I don't know any of the names of the corners. So this should be entertaining for you lot to watch as I crumble. Just saying, right in the left-handed corners, in 2nd gear again. Just about missing the apex, but keeping it on the track. If you look at my throttle input, there's hardly any throttle going in. It sounds weird, I was very, very nervous for this race. Obviously, wet, it's pouring down with rain. I need a good outing to get some points, and I was in the lead. That's the main thing. Haven't been in the lead of a race since Spain, which was early on in the season. So I wanted to keep it together, wanted to keep it on the track. And yeah, so it's looking good. P1, Teak just behind us. He's going to have a look up into Castle as we go very slowly. Just wanting to keep it on the track as we lose the back end coming out again. Amram there. We just about missed the apex. Teak, pile of pressure coming on now, but you can tell that I'm using the wheel as I get slightly better throttle input than Teak does. Coming out of the corner, so we were able to pull away, and with our straight line speed setup, we have absolutely flowed away from him there. Trying to get the braking point now. And I know you can cut this corner a slight bit, as you'll probably find out later in the race actually. But Teak's looking up our inside. No, he thinks better of it. He's a bit too far back. And Chuck has now got up into P3. So the three championship leaders, me, Teak and Chuck, are 1, 2 and 3, but not in the order you would think, as we are leading the race. Our straight line speed setup here is, even in lead, we are pulling away from Teak massively as we fly away. After the race, spoke to some of the guys who were watching my lap in quali, and they had no idea how I was so quick down the straights. All about the setup, boys. All about the setup. We brake very early, allowing Teak to get right back up behind us. I wasn't very confident, as you can probably tell. Not confident at all. Very, very nervous on the throttle and on the brakes. Didn't want to lock up. Didn't want to hit very many curbs, even go flying. That's why we're in lean, so we can get the best traction possible. And Teak just kind of backed off a bit. I think he's falling back into Chuck a little bit there as there's yellow flags in sector 1, so it looks like someone's had a bit of an incident in the 2nd corner. So we lock up massively, still in 3rd gear. I should have gone down to 2nd there really, as we do eventually nick down into 2nd, and now Teak and Chuck are right behind us. And it's getting very, very close here on lap 2. 2nd lap of the race, there's already a lot of battling going on, as you would think from a street circuit, much like Monaco. But I believe it's quite easy to overtake around Baku if you can get a good run out of one of the corners. But as we're noobs and in the rain, very, very difficult for us to make those moves. As we are purple, obviously we're leading the race, so we're going to be purple in sector 1. Going into the castle section there, it looks like Teak Quickshow's lost the back end. It also looks like Pepsi's joined us. Is that a Ferrari in the background? Behind Chuck, so there's, looks like, I think there's 4 of us now, all training behind me. But at this point in the race, thinking, right, if I can get the straight line speed, just take it easy in the corners, and then when we get to the straight lines, throttle down, hammer on the accelerator, and pull away. But Teak wasn't having any of it. He's now right up behind us, going down into 2nd gear, just cutting the corner a little bit, but getting away with it. As Namal is retired from the session, he's come back from his race ban, and he's out, and there's a lot of relieved faces in the lobby. As you can hear Frobo Jobo getting quite having a nice little celebration as we lose the back end a little bit. Jesus. And we just received the position to Teak. I didn't want any bother from him, but I knew we had the straight line speed, so coming out of this corner up into 7th, up into 8th, really slipstream. The rain is horrendous. We go to the outside and Teak leaves us the room, and we fly past him, get a whole car length out in front of him. He's got the racing line as Teak does the fastest lap, followed by Chuck, who goes even faster. We try to hang it around the outside of Teak. Is he going to keep the position? It looks like he's still up the inside. He's got the car length ahead of us. I brake relatively early again. I wasn't confident. I feel like I could have competed more on these first couple of laps. We lose the back end and go right out in front of Chuck. He does well to not hit us there. As Chuck's looking now on our outside, going side by side into this left-hander. I brake at my usual braking point. Chuck brakes a little bit later. Is he going to make it? Yes, he is. What a move from Chuck, UK master there. That is some kind of move. Give him props for that, to hang it around my outside like that. That's impressive. So we cut on now, lap 6, 3 laps later. And we managed to overtake Chuck down the straight now. But not really much happened. It was quite quiet. We lose the back end a little bit there. It's not looking good. As Corrigan now sets a fastest lap on lap 6. It was starting to dry up a little bit at this point in the race. But yeah, Chuck's looking up our inside. We're on the brakes on normal. He thinks better of it. Do we leave him the room? We go side by side through this corner. We're leaving him the space. And going into this right-hander. I get the apex nicely. And, well, I don't really know what to think of that. I will link Chuck's POV so you can see what happened. But I'm not sure if I didn't leave enough space or he was too late on the brakes there. But he ends up going into the wall and losing all of his front wing. But, so yeah, so whatever happened there, I do have to say sorry to Chuck for whatever happened. It was very, very close battling. I couldn't really take the corner any better, if I'm honest. But yeah, that was that on lap 6. Not really much happened. I mean, the only thing happened is me getting chucked down the straight. As we were back and forth battling for a few laps, but there wasn't very many overtakes for us top 3. We kind of just sat like this. Me, obviously Teak, then me, then Chuck, or Teak, then Chuck, then me. It wasn't really much changes. As someone's in the wall there that has DCFC, 1 place off the points, has DCFC. He's 1 place off the points. I have to say it twice. That is incredible from him. Obviously he's backwards and there's only 12 runners. We lose the back end a little bit and we're in the wall. Lose a little bit of our front wing, and that means that Chuck's now right behind us and he's looking for a move around the outside. We recede the position. We just say, alright mate, you can have that. Pressure's off for us. We just want to finish all 13 laps of this race. As we have to, after that event, we have to change our front wing to do not fix. So we go up into Rich, trying to catch up with Chuck, and look at our speed compared to Chuck. We have so much straight line speed. Sham were a bit too far back there, so we couldn't catch up to him enough. But now right behind him, he gets a dodgy exit, and we are just so nervous on the throttle. So we lock up again a little bit. We hit the apex nicely, but so does Chuck. We're really slipstream again. Can we get on the power early enough? Yes, we do. Still a bit squirmy on the back end as Chuck is already defending. We're quite far back, but he's already going into quite a defensive place on the track. So we hit him at the back end there. Brakes very, very early, Chuck. I'm not sure if he's starting to feel the intermediate tyres coming into play now, maybe. That's why he's braking a little bit earlier. He's losing a feel for the track. As you can hear from Jeff there, not really time to move on to the inters, and I agree with him. Yeah, I've got to say, it's definitely not time for the inters just yet. So got an orange front wing, but the damage we are on means that we don't feel the front wing damage. So yeah, cutting on now to lap 8 as Chuck puts in the fastest lap and Teek's gone onto the inters. I'm not sure that was the right shout, as the weather to me was still wet. I was still struggling. But I'm not sure if that's because it was time to switch, or in fact he was just being brave and he thought that he couldn't catch Chuck, or he thought Chuck was catching him up. I'm not sure what was behind his call there, as we are still taking it very cautiously. But fair play to him going onto the inters when he did. Comes out in a lot of clear air, not very many cars around him. There's a great call from T. Or is it a bad call? We will find out as the race goes on. We cut on now to the start of lap 9. Chuck's gone into the pits onto the inters, and we are leading the race again. As there's yellow flags ahead, what has happened here? It's probably one of the back markers. Wouldn't surprise me if it was Causa, but Causa wasn't actually racing in this race. I haven't mentioned that yet. So I was the lone Honda car out on the track. And as we go into the wall a little bit there, brake a little bit too late, lose the back end. We lose a load of time to the 2 cars that have just come in the pits, Chuck and Teak. As our front wing is now red, and it's not looking bright and breezy for us. Still looking like we're on for a podium. But I mean, I'd take a podium. I mean, look at the fucking rain coming down on the track right now. So we get the braking point into the pits where we go onto the intermediate tyres as Chuck gets past us here, and any second now Teak Quickshare, the championship leader, gets past us down into P3. We are safe from Pepsi though in P4. He's pitted onto the intermediate tyres. Pepsi was a bit of a dark horse in this race. One big spin from me and he would have been right in a battle. Obviously he's a one-time race winner, and it rained in Britain when he did win, so he is experienced. But in between lap 10 and the final lap of the race, not much happened. Teak and Chuck had some good battles. Teak definitely put the pressure on Chuck, as you can see him further up the track now, just about to pass the DRS activation zone, very close, but we were miles behind. And Chuck and Teak, that battle wasn't really ours, our battle was with ourselves, and really passing the track as Chuck comes across the line. But by the looks of that, Teak's actually taking him for the win. So Teak Quickshare has won the race, to Chuck in second and us in P3 on the podium in a rainy Baku. As we have a look at the standings, Teak Quickshare takes the race win from pole position. Chuck, the Welshman, very, very good race from him. I've got to say, we had some great battles in this race. Me, Chuck and Teak had a very, very good race. As we sit in P3, Pepsi Max to Reggie Bear to Sasemba to Callum, Factual and Has scoring points. That is incredible. They finished the race. Shout out to those two boys. Congratulations to you two. As we have a look at the race accidents now, and there were so many, exceeding track limits. Anyway guys, thank you very, very much for watching this episode. The Noob Journey's back. Hope you all enjoyed. Make sure you leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you all next time.
I ain't following nobody, I'm in my own lane. Live a day in my life, come and feel my pain. I'm balling out like LeBron and Dwayne in overtime. All my life, turn it up into overdrive. Gotta live your life with an open mind. Blood, sweat, tears got me so alive. Pull up with a bad one, in a passer. Jerk side with an ass, got a fat one. Used to never get money, your hoes back then. Now I get both whenever I get a chance to. Wait to focus on the money, turn a vision to it. Embrace the struggle and you gonna get through it. Never give up, boy, you gotta keep moving. Don't worry about me or what I'm doing. If anyone listening got a dream, better go for it. If you think about giving up, better hold on.